Hi, this is Bruce, and welcome to part 3 of our php-mysqli or MySQL Improved series. In part 1, we created a connection script to be able to connect to our database, Multimedia 2015. In part 2, we created a select file to be able to select the information from our database, obviously prepared, executed, stored, and then ultimately displayed or fetched and displayed on the page, as you can see here. In part 3, we're going to be creating a form and then creating the PHP script to be able to insert information into our database from a web page. So you can see here I've got a little bit of a wrapper for the form. So it's mostly in HTML, and I've added connection to Bootstrap just to make it a little easier, look a little better, and set up the sections and articles and stuff like that for the container, the row, and a column. I've also defined a form area, which we won't be using during this one, but we will be using later on when we incorporate Ajax into our into our application. So next thing that I want to do here, let me just put these in. So what I want to do is I want to create a form. And I'm going to have that form the action set to when it's submitted to call insert.php, which we'll be making shortly. Let's give it an ID. And we'll define the method for submitting the information as post. So let's just create our form elements here. So the first one will be to enter the username. And the input type will be text. We'll give it an ID of username. We'll set up the name as username as well. And we'll add a placeholder name. So let's save that and upload. And you can see we've got our insert form with the name field. And since that looks okay, we'll go ahead and we'll copy that. And this should be user email. And we can double check that. And it looks pretty okay, except for obviously we need to change the label. And now we'll set up the user message as a text area. including the name and placeholder attributes. And we'll add a submit button. We'll give it an ID just so that we can access it later if we want to. And it will say save info. So if we save this and upload, now you can see we've got our insert form. Of course, if we click on save info right now, it will take we haven't finished the insert.php, so it will give us an error. So let's go over here to let's go create that insert.php, that insert file, and you can see here that I've got some stuff set up. So I'm including our connection, which is named MySQLi. I've defined the table as Bruce app. And so now what we need to do is we need to get any information that was posted or sent from the form to this script. So we're just going to go through here. If not empty. And I'll use request. Which would allow us to get either post or get. And you can see here that I'm requesting the username, which is the same as the ID and name from our form element. And then I'll create a variable, a PHP variable, and make that equal to that same element. And I think that looks okay, so we'll duplicate it. Set it up for a user email. I'm doing Control D or Command D to select the other ones. And user message. And if that works, we can do a quick echo here. And apparently it doesn't work. Okay, so that didn't work, so we'll just fix the requests here. I guess when I copied and pasted, I forgot to copy the string or the $sign. And there we go. We can see we're connected, and we've got we're getting the information from our insert form. So the next thing we need to do is to write that query. So we want to insert into our table into the following fields. So username, user email, and user message. the values that we've requested from the insert form. I think that looks good. And now we will set up our statement. Again, calling our connection by name, MySQLi, preparing the query, I just slide this back up into here. And we'll bind those parameters so we've got 3 parameters that are all strings, and they are username, user email, and a user message. I'll just copy and paste that, obviously. And we will execute. And then get the number of rows that have been executed here. And echo that out. And now if we go back and save the information, we can see it is not working. And once again, I've forgotten a semicolon at the end of a line, so giving me an error message. Let's add that semicolon to line 15, save, upload, and then if we go and we check, we can see we're connected. We've got the requests, and we've inserted one element into our database. If we come back here and show it, then we can see I've actually inserted it twice. Okay, so now what we want to do is print out a confirmation message for the person who's inserted the information. So we'll do echo, thanks, and we'll print out the person's actual name. And we'll just repeat their message back to them so that they can see it. Let's get rid of this. We'll add a little break to make it easier to read. We can hide this since we already know that it's working. Again, we'll add a break here and another break here. To print up any errors and give us a hand if we have a problem. So let's go back, Jane. Save that, and you can see it's inserted and saved the message. Double check the database. You can see Jane was added properly, and all is good.